add into that. So thank you for coming. Yeah.
So,
Where do you live?
Mount Laurel.
Great.
So I'm from Mount Laurel. I actually do have a question. So what is your stance on the IHRA bill?
Yeah.
So the one that they're trying to redefine anti-Semitism to include criticism of Israel.
Yeah.
Do you understand that it's going to take away our free speech, our right to free speech, as well as this includes anybody and everybody who has, you know, criticism of Israel, anybody who disagrees with Israel? Why is it that we, including you, what are allowed to criticize our own government, but why can we not criticize Israel?
I did a call 2 days ago with the American Jewish Committee. What was it called? American Jewish Committee. And I was very clear. There were 60, 70 people that should I be governor, I would not sign that bill. And I told them why. Okay, I'm not a supporter of it. There are a lot of bills where there's laws in Trenton and throughout the state of New Jersey that govern hate crimes, right? And hate crimes across the board, including anti-Semitism. And I agree with you on the fact that a different definition for the Jewish community is not necessarily helpful as it relates to anti-Semitism. This is what I said to them 2 days ago. I said that you don't have the same standards as it relates to the AAPI community, the Islamic community, and I think that we are doing a disservice ultimately to the Jewish community, and I say this as somebody who grew up in a Jewish household, that I think that we are doing something that is counterproductive and not thinking about the big picture and how people will perceive that. I do agree with you. It's important that people have the ability to criticize whether it's Ukraine or Russia or Israel or the United States without having it legislated as a penalty or a crime. And I do think that the hate crimes that exist today, the laws around them that govern that, are important. So I'm not a supporter of the current definition of that IHRA bill. I'm very clear about that. So
okay, so you don't plan on signing it at all or anything like that?
No. And I say
okay.
in whether I'm in this room and there's some less of a Jewish population in here, or I say it in a room filled with Jewish people. I say the same thing regardless of the room. And I tell it to you as somebody who went to a yeshiva growing up. Now, look, the reality is, like, again, I try to be clear with everybody on where I stand on an issue and why, and no, I would not sign it. I don't think it's productive.
So why haven't you been able to put out a statement about that yet?
Like I said, we had a big call the other day.
Yes, that's a call to them, but not a call to the public, because I've tried to look for yours.
I'm here. When people come to these things, they ask me all sorts of things. I try my best to outline all the policies and be as clear, and I don't shy away from it. Press calls and asks, I tell them what it is. I mean, you know, there's a million things on my website, and we try to drill down in more detail on policies. There's no question about that, more than anybody else. And every time, as thorough as we are, always say, well, you didn't cover this, or you didn't cover that specific. I understand that. We do these sort of conversations to have those sort of solutions and conversations. I don't shy away from it. I don't think there was any ambiguity with what I said to you today on how I would stand on that.
I just figured you would put one for something that big, especially for having such a big Muslim population in the state of New Jersey, you would have had a stance on that. That's all.
It's not. I don't view it as just a conversation around the Muslim community. I view it also as a conversation around the Jewish community and every other community, as I outlined earlier. I happen to be the mayor of the single most diverse city in the country, and we have a very large Muslim community and a very large Jewish community, and both of them would tell you that I treat them fairly, and they're both big supporters of mine. And I think that has been my track record on this. I don't need to put something on the website in order to burnish credentials to one or the other. If you have a question on how I interact, call the Pakistani community in Jersey City. Ask them what they think of me. They were my first supporters. I wouldn't be the mayor here if they weren't with me. Ask the Muslim community what they say.
I was just curious on why there just wasn't a statement, it being such a big thing.
There's a lot of things that are big things. Transportation is a big thing, and affordability is a big thing, and trans community is a big thing. And
I understand that, but this also is going to change a lot of not just the Muslim community, but the lives and everything, the activists that are out there and all.
I don't think I could have been more clear in how I stand on that.
Okay.
So, yep.